Alright, thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast, brought to you by Fifth Dimension. I just got off work, I'm about to lose my mind. I shouldn't really be here. And it looks like the video is kind of up and down, but yep, it's all shaky. Great. Well, you don't know that before you... Oh well, we'll just do the best we can. Great, what is this? It's all... figures. I guess I'll have to go on... It's all beat up. Well, maybe I'll improve over time. Yeah, it looks like it's got a little bit better. It was a little bit... Oh well, can't win them all. Alright, yeah, I just got done with work driving and I didn't want to think about it. So, this came through in the morning about felines, crimes against humanity. As you're always blaming, this is going to be a short one too. See, it's 12 o'clock right now. And I have to get up early tomorrow. Just loving it. Sorry about that. Yeah, about felines, or reptilians are usually the ones taking the heat for everything. I believe the felines are here incognito, quiet for the most part, but not always. Some, because humans give away their free will. And so some felines are being channeled and other things. Some aren't to be trusted, but they are trusted because of free will. Free will has got us in a lot of good places, such as our modern reality. So obviously it's there for a reason why people are drawn to that type of manipulation. But another image that came, what really started all this morning was Julius Caesar. So for what I picked up, that he was a feline being. I mean, he was human, but a feline incarnated as a human for the feline agenda. And of course, he was a dictator, and that was just loveliness written all over it, which created our current dictatorship, however you want to look at it. So like with the radio show with the Neutron, we're going into the feline, the reptilians are here first, felines showed up later, and other beings, and they kind of did whatever they felt like and pissed off the reptilians and kind of took the planet over and felt like they weren't doing anything wrong. Then Lyran got destroyed and other feline worlds got destroyed too. Don't you think we're going to get some feedback from that? That's not going to be so, great for us, because they've been really quiet. It's another reason why reptilians want to destroy any type of, dragon or any reptilian remnants, is to hide their presence here. You can see a lot of the felines did that in the past. So I believe a lot of felines, now not to say all of them are bad, it's just there are some that are just as bad as reptilians, or even worse. I'm not saying they're all bad, but some and they're just very good at staying hidden. I've mentioned this before in the past, hearing little by little, but I'm kind of going into a new direction. And hopefully this is a preview of it, because I've been just a long, unfriendly day, so that's okay. I have enough, at least enough for this. Basically, because I don't know where this is all going to go for the most part, but a lot of felines here are trying to redeem themselves, doing us kind, or cause like silent manipulation. Even felines that are here, like cats and dogs, are even to protect us from beings that aren't so friendly. I'm surprised this feed has not got kicked off, because I was kind of expecting it to get. In the beginning, it got kind of hit a little bit, but they're listening, I assume. But there's always talk about reptilians as the villain, and I believe felines are not much different. They're just easier to. They made it, they just blame the reptilians for everything, but usually the felines are much behind that. So it's like they'll just blame those guys. Screw it, you know, because they're good at hiding their tracks. There's not much known about them really. Like in the history, like with the galactic history of humans, you know, worshiping felines, but some of them were enjoying every minute of it. So, of course, they're not going to say that. Of course, they blame the Nordics for a great deal, but the felines are never doing anything wrong. Think again. Once again, they want to point their fingers at the other direction. They're here to. Some of them are here to slow down the ascension. That's where I'm getting at. So, you might seem all friendly and all that, but there's a hidden agenda there. So, I'm putting the breadcrumbs out there. You can do your own search if you want to. So I'm not naming names. I don't want to start a war, but not all felines can be trusted. Of course, not channelers. Some channelers get taken over, whatever it might be. But some of the beings are not what they say they are. And I've heard this before from other people that half the beings are channeling aren't the beings who say what, whatever. Some just kind of hit that drum a little bit too much. But I believe some of the felines that are being connected to, without giving names, are not as friendly as they might seem and want to be worshipped or wherever it might be. They have their agendas. I'm too tired to connect to exactly what the agendas are there, but it's there. And of course, if you say anything about them, you're the enemy, and yada yada yada. So, like I said, they're part of Mount Shasta. They're here. They're just pointing their fingers at the Nordics and the reptilians, and they're just, you know, riding high, hidden. So, just want to put that out there. How you connect to something like this? It just, you know, is a psychic connection, let's put it that way. I try to look up other research. I didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, I believe the felines in Egypt, I believe, are positive. There are others that were not, but I don't think they have statues of them or anything like that still exists of the aggressors. I believe the felines that you see statues of are in a good light. Even some of the reptilians you might see, you know, reptile beings. Not all of those are. I don't think all of those are negative. It's just the way they look. They look scary. It's just the way it is. So, but it doesn't mean they're bad. So, it's just that feline agenda is kind of hidden here. So, you know, because we did a radio show last weekend. I was kind of, you know, you don't remember everything, obviously, but there were some things I was picking up on. There's like when the human was being formed, some beings wanted us to be reptilian looking, some beings wanted us to look like a feline. You know, maybe with the tail, without the tail, whatever it might be. And it said, no, we're not going to do the tail. We're not going to do the feline face. And it doesn't mean things went so well with that. That's what I'm getting at. So it's like, where you know, we come down to this final form, right? It's not just like, wow, that looks really nice, we'll just start using that. No, it didn't go like that. I think it was not an easy, you know, it didn't go well at all. So, you know, they found a perfect, a perfect, you know, if you want to call it this perfect, but the human form, however you want to look at it, but you know, it was the best for this, you know, our journey for this world, and a lot of beings disagreed with that. So we're going to get retaliation, and we still got it. That's why they think we're no good, they don't like us. Beings that say they don't like us, we don't think much of humanity. It's like, they might seem like they still like us, but did that ever really change? I mean, are they manipulating us? So, oh, now I do like humans, and now I'm manipulating them. So, that's kind of like a cryptic message there. So, you know, the reason I bring this up is because going into these type of, we call it questions, Maybe I should put a question mark in the title of this instead of just, indefinite. But these type of questions is helping us open up our consciousness to bring in, like say, first contact. We have to change things. First contact is change, right? Disclosures change. Well, we have to change the way we look at things. A lot of researchers are researching, but there's not always research to research. It's like a lot of stuff's been destroyed. Look at Hollywood. You think they're going to just make it easy to find what they're up to? No. So they destroy all the evidence. So you can't always have evidence. You kind of have to go by your instincts and what you're picking up on. As some things aren't right, it's like you kind of have to analyze it for yourself. You might say things that aren't, you have no real evidence with right now, and I haven't really dived into it that deeply today, but I will. I'm not sure I'm going to find anything, but probably not going to find anything, but who knows. But a lot of times you have to just go by your instincts and your trust your gut, however you want to word it. Like I said, there are a positive feline race here, definitely, several of them. But there's a lot of here that aren't, and they're vicious. And I'm surprised I'm still alive, actually. So obviously they want to tamper with it. But some of them are, they don't want this to ascend, so it was just like this. What I picked up in the past when I started doing this, a lot of the felines are very quiet in manipulating in the Syrians. It's like the gray, you always point your finger at the grays, the reptilians, the Nordics. But, everybody has, not everybody's perfect. So, this is part of our evolution. But it's like when you kind of dive into this stuff, you can break out, help us break out of where we're at. And go, further into, disclosure mode. Instead of just saying, wow, those negative beings are the nicest beings I've ever been around. They're just so, like the feline manipulators, oh, they can never do anything wrong. Well, then you don't really ascend, do you? You kind of stay still. But you kind of question everything, you can say. I'm just putting it out there. You can throw knives at me, whatever you want. But the reason I say crimes against humanity is they do influence the churches. They do influence here, especially through Julius Caesar. That was like step one. Through the churches, through the Pope, through they're like the silent assassins. This is kidding. They put little trigger words in there to get people like mind control. They do. They're very spiritual. They're spiritual teachers, so they use spirituality against you. Kind of what we're going through right now, right? So they're kind of, wonder why everything is kind of mixed up. We don't really know what the hell to believe half the time. We have like 30 different religions. They're all kind of alien connected in some regard. It's mixed up for a reason. To keep us all kind of divided. It's all done on, obviously there's different layers to this. I'm going by what I can pick up on right now, so it's been kind of a long day. But I want to put this out there that, you might want, you'd be surprised that those feline beings that act like we're just positive, we can do no wrong. You might want to think twice about that. Are you sure about that? If you're beings being channeled and stuff like that, those are the ones I'm really talking about. Felines are being channeled. Not all of them can be trusted. Let's put it that way. Of course, you can say that about anybody. But some feline beings here have hidden agendas. So, like I say, they talk about the reptilians being this and that, and felines could be worse. So it's just another, be cautious about beings that say that only be positive, because it's like, what does that eat? What is that? Because everybody has a balance. Of course, you have different wording of it, but You have dark and light. So it's like when they say it will be positive, it's like, what are they trying to hide? So it's just, and some of the galactic updates we get and stuff like that from some feline beings is like, what is that shit? So, and none of it affects us really. It's just entertainment, right? So the reason I put that out there is to pull these beings out of hiding, basically. I'm not giving a full detail of where they are because, like I said, they're pretty well hidden. Mount Shasta is where some of them do hide that aren't so kind. There are positive ones there, of course, but there are others that aren't. So they do work with secret space programs. They're on both sides, positive and light, positive and not positive. Sorry, the negative. They do connect to the Martians and kind of hide behind the Martian energies. That's very aggressive towards us. That keeps the males that are very dominant over females. That makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Yeah, so notice how males are very, not all, but some are very, aggressive, abuse, you name it. It's all over the news. It's, you don't have to look far to find it. That's where the felines, usually the male ones, operate. Like I said, they're not nice. They work through they know how to trigger us to cause us to act violently. So maybe, because from what I get, is like beings that aren't, when they test us, like a reptilian try to manipulate you, maybe it doesn't work. So then a Nordic will do it, maybe that doesn't work. Then a feline will do it, maybe that'll work, and that'll get you to act all crazy. It all depends on contracts, with all different connections there. So I'm just figuring out to put that out there. But crimes against humanity, meaning that they're manipulating us forever in secret. And a lot of the evidence of the violent ones have been, I believe, from what I can feel, has been destroyed. So, the remnants of their presence here doesn't really exist. I believe the feline animals are here to protect us. They're not here to cause us harm. Of course, they have to, they have to survive. But no, they're pretty, pretty tame. But the negative felines, you don't just go blow up a planet. After our world got destroyed, whatever, where it got destroyed, after that, it's like, I don't think there's going to be no vendetta there. And it's going to be against us. The reptilians that were here go and destroy a planet, and that planet, don't think the felines are going to come back here and cause any difficulties. They are. And they're going to find ways of doing it. And because of people's free will, they give into it. Like with Julius Caesar is one example. Like I said, they like to stay hidden. So it's not always easy to track their energies all the time. But I'll see if I can pick up anything. I didn't really get a whole lot of details of it since then. But Julius Caesar is definitely one, a major one. That's pretty much echoing our society. It feels like it mostly goes through male aggression towards females. Usually, it's a negative. It's like I said, it's a negative side of the felines, not the positive side. The lot of positives doing everything they can. And a lot of females here that are incarnated as human are from the feline races. You can kind of just tell. It doesn't. They just put off that vibration. So. Is our society mostly feline? Felines incarnated as human? I believe so, yes. I just pick up on their vibrations quite a bit. It doesn't have to be somebody I see on the street, but just the vibration of the feline is pretty strong here. We are a human, we're human, so we're part of the Lyran, lineage. And so it makes a lot of sense why, most of our population is of felines incarnated here. So negative alien ones, like I say, like to keep themselves hidden. But how long is that going to last? So, we are going into an awakening, and I don't have all the answers for, of course, nobody really does. But we are going into a time of breaking through, you know, breaking through our belief systems, the old belief systems, allowing alien contact to enhance, get stronger with us. It's like the more you connect to what you've need to connect to, of course, but it's like letting go of this reality's beliefs, teachings, and all of that, and you just know there's like an alternative energy here, and you feel it get stronger and stronger with you. And that's basically what this is about. This is how we connect to them and see them more clear. One moment. Yeah, there's a lot of darkness here. What I got here is a lot of serial killers have a lot of negative feline energies here. Basically, become very bloodthirsty, and you just can't help it. It's like a feline, or even a canine that just can't stop. Wants that blood. So it gives you a little bit more of a detail of that. So I believe like the canines here are the canines and the felines that we live with, or even out in the wild, or here to, especially in the home, here to protect you basically against others, because they know they can pick up on these beings that aren't so kind. So it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. But the beings that are here are obviously very ancient, and they think they have us all figured out. But over time, our belief systems have to it has to break open. And what do you feel? And people are feeling more alien contact here and there, right? It doesn't mean it won't occur. It's just we're getting stronger with it. There's a time and place for everything. Next year is a time of, who knows, it feels like we're getting stronger with it, of some kind of disclosure of some kind. It won't be, I don't think it'll be anything that we can predict. It's just like, it might be like if you've probably heard before, it's like an internal disclosure. You're disclosing the alien within yourself and other things. But I think it'll broad out. It's going to go out further than that in some shape or form. So you can say this is like the start of analysis of other feeling. I'll see what I can channel and what I can pick up on. It's been not an easy day to connect to these type of things. Let's see. As I'm talking, I'm gonna do a channel text on it too, sometime. They work with the Anunnaki to cause difficulties here, to mess with our timeline, so we can't see the past that clearly. Can't really see our future that clearly. So yeah, there's timeline wars that the felines are very much involved with. It's like they went to areas where the reptilians weren't really guarding or paying attention to, and so it kind of make us part of their, like the negative feline, the Lyrans, put as part of their agendas. It's like we're kind of doesn't feel like we're part of. There's a lot of agendas going on. Well, a lot of beings have attacked us and moved us into their energy field, and so we're kind of mimicking a lot of their issues here. Like with violence, really I bring it up because it's comes out of nowhere. Some people are nice and normal, and then they get very violent with their family. It's like, where does that stuff come from? It's because of what's funneling through us. We're not always aware of what's going on. We're in a kind of like a paradox planet. Nothing makes any sense. It's kind of a mystery world, right? It's done on purpose, because it's like they took all the timelines, wrapped them around our throats almost, so we don't know where we're going. We don't know who we are. We don't know what the hell is happening, because we got Atlantis, we lost all our power, so it's easy to manipulate us even more. And everybody that helped us, a lot of beings came here to cause us difficulties, as you can see. So yeah, they want to make life feel like it's meaningless so they can take over our planet, basically. So humanity will just give away their free will, which they have quite a bit of it, but also so we can be basically just a lost species, so they can rule over us like they're doing now. But I believe some of them want to just get us off the planet altogether. I imagine I'm not the only one that picked up on that. That's not something new either, but It does seem like some of them, probably the felines, that want us off this planet altogether, because they feel like we're just not worthy, we're not worth anything, etc., etc. But just again, I'm talking about the negative ones, not the positive. Positive ones want us to, you know, excel as the best, you know, to the best being we can, so we can reconnect to them and see them in a positive way. And because they, yes, the felines are their brothers, sisters, have caused a lot of anarchy on our planet. Mostly with the children on our Earth, as they grow up, they make life very difficult. A lot of felines disconnect humans from God. Basically, they cut your belief system off. So it's like, there is no God, there's no this, there's no that. I'm just, you know, in agony. So they are there to cut you off from the spirit world. Basically, a lot of felines know how to do it. They're very, felines are very spiritual. So if they know how to connect to it, they know how to disconnect somebody, and everybody operates differently. So they know where everybody's little trigger point. It's like everybody has a price, but everybody has a spiritual part that they can nag a lot to disconnect you from spirit. They can cause like if you're a girl and you have a problem with your brother and he's kind of a pain in the ass and he's like sabotaging everything your whole life, making your life hell, that's one way of, they can use him against you to really kind of give you, second thoughts about life itself. I know it's weird. There's a lot more to it than that, but it just kind of gives you an idea. There's things here that just don't make... Why is the world the way it is? It's like a battle planet, right? It doesn't need to be that way. Where the idea is to heal this stuff. There's so many layers of manipulation here. It doesn't mean we can't can't clear it, but feline races here, a lot of them are from Orion, not just from Lyran. A lot of the Orion ones are very powerful. And they use the reptilians against us, the negative ones. So they hide behind reptilian presence, of course. Because a lot of reptilians have, because they've been connected to this earth from the beginning, it's like they have their footprint here, so they can allow to do things. And once again, they have free will too. So some of them are used by other beings that are on the outside. So yeah, maybe there are reptilians causing us difficulties, but is there a feline behind it instead of a reptilian race? So, it's all on how you look at things. I believe that's very likely as in true, but of course proving it is another story, but doesn't mean that we won't do so. Let's see here. One moment. Let's see. We're going down the rabbit hole. If you want alien disclosure, some people have to let go of their belief systems and just keep open mind. Some people have alien belief systems, like they think they have it all figured out galactically. But it's good to have an open mind that some of those things might be right or wrong or be altered or whatever it might be, not to hold on it. Just keep an open mind that there might be another side to the story. Let's put it that way. Doesn't mean it's all wrong. It's just there's a little bit of extra layers that you might not have seen before. Let's just put it that way, because a lot of this information is a little bit hard for some people to digest. I'm talking about. It's like, good luck on proving any of this. For now, at least. That doesn't mean, it's like anything is done, secret societies, secret space program, they don't want you to know about this shit. So they're not gonna say, hey, here's the rabbit trail, or here's the cookie trail, come follow. They're not gonna make it easy for you to find it, obviously. So they're gonna try to. The idea is to keep things covered up. So we're going into an awakening. Basically, just trust your instincts. I believe we're going to further tomorrow on all this. Let's see. Yeah, felines are mostly known for manipulating timelines. At least the negative ones. Positive ones can, but see, what happens is like a negative feline Lyran usually. Syrians are part of it. I don't know whatever, call them whatever you want. They know how to manipulate a timeline, and they know how to manipulate your free will to follow what they want you to follow. And that might be suicide, might be violence, who knows. It's a little bit of or follow a religion. It's another way, they know how you tick, and they know what kind of timeline to mess with, and they're very patient too. Like you break up with a girlfriend or something, and you go nuts, and they can kind of screw with that, get you going to the wrong direction, and have you do nothing with your life or whatever it might be. That's how they operate. Something around those lines. There's probably more to it than that, but that right there is pretty heavy. Yes, I believe one thing for sure. They are involved with timeline wars. And there's several. Obviously, all beings are involved with some way. Felines are very involved because they know what the hell they're doing. Not every being knows what the hell they're doing. But the felines have a pretty good idea how to handle that. Zetas know how. But they're a bunch of freaks. But, who's going to listen to a Zeta, right? In the galactic world, sometimes they don't always trust them. It has the same, not everything's cut and dry with the aliens. Because not everybody trusts a Zeta. Even alien beings. Like, humans don't trust them, depending on who you are. And so it goes like that. Oh, they say, oh, a feline, alien. Oh, I just love you so much. Why do I feel uncomfortable around you? Something doesn't feel right. So, and they're similar to the Nordics in that way. A beautiful feline being, of course, a beautiful Nordic is a lot easier to manipulate because they look like us. But a beautiful feline is very kind and all that. It's like, I get this strange sense something's not right. So, just put that out there. There is a thing called Heaven's Gate, and I look it up. It was a Nordic manipulated, but it was also felines can do the same thing in a different way. Doesn't mean they're going that direction, but they will go into a manipulation direction. So, just want to put that out there. I know it might be a little bit heavy, some people don't want to hear it. Not everybody's going to cut and dry, whatever. People don't, whatever. It's just, I believe this stuff's real. And it's something that you can connect to spiritually. And it's just an area that is not, it's hidden. That does not mean it doesn't exist. There's like secret societies, they exist. And so, sometimes when you connect to a hunch, there's a lot more going on. I mean, when you have a species that is very sophisticated, if you're a spy, you don't want anybody to know that you're, or a cat burglar, you don't want anybody to know that you broke in. You kind of want to get in there and get out. Have no trail. And that's how the felines work. They don't want anybody to know that they're around. So, just want to put that out there. Alright, thank you for your support. Blessings. Should be up a lot sooner than tomorrow, but I want to put this out there because it's, I did the diplomatic video yesterday. I've been kind of going in a different direction a little ways. I would channel, but it's just not today. I always want to put something out there. So, it's something to think about. There's a lot more layers, obviously, I'm not picking up on. One person can't connect to everything, but I would tell you there's a lot of deception out there. Nothing's going to direct. Of course, people can say the same thing about me, but either way, it's just some feline being energies aren't what. There's other stuff going on, of course. So, all right, much love, blessings, and see you tomorrow. Take care.